Turning to pandemic planning, most employers are already well into considering how they are going to manage during this ever-changing current environment dealing with coronavirus. So what can an employer be doing now? It's about ensuring you are across the risk of coronavirus in your business and taking appropriate controls. And of course, ensuring you're compliant with the Health and Safety at Work Act by reviewing those risks and the control mechanisms that you have in place currently. It's also about ensuring that you are familiar with the employment documentation you have with employees. For example, employment agreements, whether that's individual employment agreements, collective employment agreements, fixed-term agreements. Ensure that as an employer, you understand what your legal obligations are and what you've agreed to with employees in situations such as restructuring or business interruption, as Alistair spoke of earlier. It's also important as an employer to understand what employees' leave balances look like, so that when employees raise either the question of self-isolation or schools closed and they are looking to potentially be at home without the ability to be working from home, what annual leave may they be able to take during that time, and if they don't have annual leave available, when that will run out and when they will then be on unpaid leave. So it's important to be able to communicate that correctly to employees as and when the situations arise. As we've discussed earlier, it's incredibly important to communicate regularly with employees. This is going to be heightened with a number of employees, particularly in white-collar workplaces, working from home. It's also important when considering strategically what the business plans are moving forwards, to ensure that you're open and honest with employees and communicating what those proposals look like, what information employees may need to have to feedback on those proposals, or if you are looking, as Alistair suggested earlier, at agreeing some cost-saving mechanisms, then being as open and transparent as you can around what they look like and the options available to employees. Then it's about future planning. No one really understands how long coronavirus is going to continue to impact the health and well-being of people and also the financial implications. So it's about planning ahead and ensuring the business has a strategy. Part of that strategy is, of course, ensuring health and safety of workers and their well-being, but it's also about what are the options available to explore financially with employees, ideally consulting with them and communicating along the way. That concludes today's update for employers on the legal obligations when dealing with coronavirus. Very conscious that each and every workplace will have slightly different situations arising for them, and the employment agreements, policies, etc. are likely to dictate how some of these obligations are applied in particular circumstances. And then if you are looking for tailored specific advice for your business, then please do reach out to one of the employment partners here at Duncan Cotterill, for which you have those details. Thank you.